So he said he doesn't like how condoms feel, but somehow he's perfectly fine risking your health, your future, and your peace of mind. Make it make sense. Let's talk about why grown men are out here acting like a thin piece of latex is their kryptonite, and spoiler alert, it has nothing to do with sensitivity. Today, we're diving into one of the most infuriating topics in the dating world: why men refuse to use condoms. And before you come for me in the comments, yes, I'm going to piss some people off today. Good, because this conversation needs to happen. So here's my question for you. Do you believe in using condoms? Do you think sexual health and safety actually matter? Or are we all just supposed to trust vibes and good intentions? Drop your honest answer in the comments right now, because I want to know if I'm the only one who thinks this is absolutely insane. Let's start with the classic excuses, shall we? Because men have turned refusing condoms into an Olympic sport, and they all deserve gold medals for mental gymnastics. Excuse number 1, it doesn't feel as good? Oh, really? You know what else doesn't feel good? Chlamydia, gonorrhea, an unplanned pregnancy, a lifetime of wondering if you just ruined someone's life because you couldn't handle 0.07 millimeters of latex between you and your consequences. But sure, let's prioritise your 3 minutes of slightly enhanced pleasure over someone's entire reproductive health. That makes total sense. Said no rational person ever. Excuse number 2, I'm too big for regular condoms. Sir, condoms can stretch over a watermelon. They can fit over someone's entire arm. There are literally videos on the internet proving this. So unless you're packing something that belongs in a medical journal, this excuse is not only a lie, it's embarrassing. And even if you were telling the truth, which you're not, they make larger sizes. Magnum exists. Custom fit condoms exist. The internet exists. So what you're really saying is, I'm too lazy to Google solutions to a problem I made up. Excuse number 3, I can't stay hard with a condom on. Okay, so let me get this straight. You can stay hard thinking about your ex, scrolling through Instagram and watching whatever weird stuff is in your browser history. But the second a condom comes into play, suddenly your body just shuts down. That's not a condom problem, babe. That's a you problem. Maybe it's performance anxiety. Maybe it's a psychological block. Maybe you've conditioned yourself to associate raw sex with pleasure because you've been selfish for so long. Either way, that's something you need to work on with a therapist. Not something you get to make someone else's problem. Excuse number 4, I trust you. Oh, how sweet. You trust me. That's adorable. But trust doesn't cure STDs. Trust doesn't prevent pregnancy. Trust doesn't pay for Plan B, doctor's appointments, or the emotional wreckage that comes with a health scare. And let's be honest, if you trusted me, you'd respect my boundaries. You'd care about my safety. You'd prioritise my health over your temporary discomfort. But instead, you're using trust as a manipulation tactic to guilt me into doing something that puts me at risk. That's not trust, babe. That's coercion with a smile. Now let's talk about what's really going on here. Because these excuses, they're just smoke screens. The real reasons men refuse to use condoms are way darker, way more selfish, and way more disrespectful than they want to admit. Reason number 1, they don't care about your health. Let's just say it. If a man is willing to risk giving you an STD or getting you pregnant just so he can feel 2% more sensation, he does not care about you. He cares about himself. He cares about his pleasure. He cares about his convenience. But you're just a supporting character in his selfish little fantasy. And before anyone says, that's harsh, let me ask you this. What else would you call someone who knowingly puts your health at risk for their own benefit? Because I call that selfish. I call that reckless. I call that a walking red flag with a megaphone. If he doesn't respect your choices about your own body, if he doesn't care about your health and safety, then you need to detonate that relationship immediately. Not tomorrow, not after one more chance, right now. Because a man who won't protect you doesn't deserve access to you. Reason number 2, they think consequences don't apply to them. Men have been conditioned to believe that sexual consequences are a woman's problem. Pregnancy? That's her issue. STDs? She should have been more careful. Emotional fallout? Not his responsibility. They've been taught that they can walk away from the mess they create, so why would they bother preventing it in the first place? It's not their body that's going to deal with the aftermath. It's not their life that's going to change forever, so they roll the dice, cross their fingers and hope for the best. Because even if the worst happens, they know they can just disappear. Reason number 3, porn has rotted their brains. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Porn, specifically the fact that most mainstream porn doesn't show condom use, which has created an entire generation of men who think raw sex is the default, and condoms are some kind of optional accessory. They've watched thousands of hours of content where no one uses protection, where there are no consequences, where everything is perfect and consequence-free. And now they expect real life to work the same way. Newsflash, real life has STDs. Real life has pregnancies. Real life has consequences. And if you can't separate fantasy from reality, you have no business having sex with another human being. Reason number 4, they're testing your boundaries. Here's the thing that nobody wants to admit. Some men refuse to use condoms specifically to see if you'll stand your ground. They want to know if you'll prioritise your own safety or if you'll cave to make them happy. They want to see if you'll sacrifice your health for their approval. And if you do cave, congratulations, you just taught them that your boundaries are negotiable. You just showed them that if they push hard enough, you'll give in. And trust me, that lesson doesn't stop at condoms. It extends to every other boundary you try to set in the future. Now let's talk about the absolutely infuriating double standards that come with this whole situation, because the hypocrisy is truly next level. Men will refuse to wear condoms because they don't feel as good, but then expect women to take birth control that completely alters our hormones, our moods, our bodies and our lives. Birth control that can cause weight gain, depression, blood clots, and a whole list of other side effects. But sure, a condom is too much to ask. Men will say they can't stay hard with a condom, but they expect women to be ready to go at a moment's notice, regardless of how we're feeling physically or emotionally. They expect us to perform, to be enthusiastic, to make them feel good. But the second we ask them to do one simple thing to protect our health, suddenly it's too much. Men will claim they're too big for condoms, but they have no problem buying extra small gloves, medium shirts, or size 10 shoes. Somehow they can figure out their measurements for literally everything else in life. But when it comes to condoms, suddenly math is too hard. And here's the kicker, men will refuse to use condoms with you. But the second they're worried about their own health, suddenly protection matters. Suddenly they're asking questions. Suddenly they want to see test results. Suddenly safety is important. Funny how that works, isn't it? So what does it actually mean when a man refuses to use a condom? Let me break it down for you, because this is important. It means he doesn't respect you. If he respected you, he'd respect your boundaries. He'd care about your comfort. He'd prioritise your safety over his temporary pleasure. It means he's selfish. He's willing to put you at risk so he can have a slightly better experience. That's the definition of selfish. It means he's immature. Grown men understand that sex comes with responsibilities. Grown men understand that protection is part of the deal. If he can't handle that basic reality, he's not mature enough to be having sex in the first place. It means he doesn't see you as an equal. He sees you as someone whose needs are less important than his wants, someone whose health is less valuable than his pleasure, someone who exists to serve him, not someone who deserves to be protected and cared for. And honestly, if a man checks any of those boxes, he doesn't deserve access to your body. Period. So what do you do when a man refuses to use a condom? Simple. You detonate, you walk away, you block him, you never look back. Because here's the harsh truth. If he won't use a condom, he's telling you exactly who he is. He's showing you that his pleasure matters more than your health. He's showing you that he doesn't respect your boundaries. He's showing you that he's willing to put you at risk for his own benefit. And when someone shows you who they are, believe them. Don't make excuses for him. Don't convince yourself that he'll change. Don't tell yourself that it's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal. Your health is a big deal, your safety is a big deal, your boundaries are a big deal. And any man who doesn't understand that doesn't deserve to be in your life, let alone in your bed. So here's my final question for you. Are you going to keep making excuses for men who refuse to protect you? Or are you going to start demanding better? Are you going to keep sacrificing your health for someone else's comfort? Or are you going to stand your ground? Drop your answer in the comments. Tell me your worst condom refusal story. Tell me if you think I'm being too harsh or not harsh enough. And if this video made you think twice about the men you're dating, hit that subscribe button because we're just getting started.